You are now listening to the Fail or Die podcast.
Failing at humor until we're funny.
Hopefully we don't die.
First.
We figure out the future in the future.
Totally. I added some stuff to your doc, so check that out and we'll start going.
Okay, well, we've been going for a few seconds now. We're all set?
Really? No 3, 2, 1?
Fuck no.
Did we just talk about this shit?
That was for a bit. I thought you said we were recording the podcast, so
Oh
you should
my
hurry up
God.
and start it.
Oh my god.
Look,
So-
we're either going to talk about how we do it technically, or we're going to just start it, and that's what I did. You said just start it, so I started it.
Hello.
This is the podcast.
AKA, you're hanging out.
We're practicing. Recording our voices for you.
We're failing.
We're not. I don't think this is a failure. We're just doing our thing.
Yes, you failed because you didn't tell us when you were going to hit record. Instant fail.
That wasn't for a bit. This is just a podcast.
True. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
If you're listening to this, we love you, and you're more bored than we are to make this.
Hell yeah.
And that's awesome.
Thank you to our local board listeners.
Thank you to the board, internet
Thank you
people
to the
gods. Internet gods of boredom.
The board has granted us the
Well, if it
ability
wasn't
to
for boredom,
podcast
you
for
wouldn't
you.
have the internet. I mean, can you imagine what you did before the internet anymore? Well, maybe
I can remember what I did before the internet,
That's true. Me too. But
which is
Wasn't
kind
the
of
same.
why I wanted us to go skateboarding.
yeah, that's all I used to do before I had the internet.
You
I
need to
remember
reintroduce
skateboarding.
yourself right now.
Hi, I'm Colin. This is the Fail or Die podcast.
I'm Matt, and I like to fail and die.
And I'm Paige, and I'm failing at dying right now.
Exactly. We're recording ourselves for you because
Live from Sweden.
why not? No. We will be calling Sweden later.
Yep.
You probably enjoy it.
That's going to be a new thing that we're going to keep on the show, calling a random Swede.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to call random Swedes. We
Yep.
found a thingy.
Yeah, it's
Funny.
great. You should try it. Just Google it. You know how to do that.
Pretty awesome. Call a random Swede. It's pretty funny.
Yep.
So, next up, talking about shit. It's what we do on this podcast.
Shiitakes.
Mushrooms. We're going to take some mushrooms.
No.
We're going to smoke some drugs.
No. You can't smoke a podcast.
Sure
You
can.
cannot smoke a podcast.
I assure you,
Bet you anything I could roll
we're
this
going
podcast
to
up and get high as fuck off it.
You stop snorting the podcast.
we're definitely not going to be snorting any drugs.
Billy, where'd you put the
But we will definitely be smoking them. We will be consuming liquors and various
This from the most
spirits.
non-alcoholic person in
Spirits and
the
elixirs.
hemisphere.
Especially from some spirits places and elixirs. Always.
This is gonna get spirity. It's gonna be spiritual.
It's going to be all sponsored by my my good friend Sir Succulents.
Do you
Everything
have
will be
any
there.
spirits actually in the fridge, by the way?
I have no spirits in my house.
None
I
whatsoever? You packed your alcohol?
I actually had this place
Your
cleansed.
alcohol?
No, I had a priest come through here and make sure there were no
Shut
spirits in it. So
Boogity boo.
there's
The place-
absolutely no
wait.
spirits here.
The place that you're moving out of.
Yeah, there's no spirits in here.
Why?
Because we had a priest come here, like I just said.
I don't understand why you would have the priest come when you're leaving.
I had an apartment exorcism.
To clean it out.
So you don't leave any of your junk behind?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
That's a
realize
cool
that
thing. For
I think
future-
Well,
that's
you know what I
nonsense.
did? Well, you know what I always do before I leave an apartment is
That's
I,
like untaking a shit.
I take like black spray paint and then spray paint the walls with all kinds of obscenities and then repaint them with white so that after a certain amount of time, after I've been gone for a few months,
Joke on your lies.
666s, all kinds of things start to pop up behind the paint. I've done that for years in so many apartments that I've moved out of. Truth be told, I've done some.
Interrogate him.
I've put up a few porno things. Like what you do is you take the porno thing and you like put the wallpaper underneath the shelvings inside stuff when you leave.
On the underside?
Yes, on the underside, so people don't see them for a long time until one day someone's like, "Why is there porno paper inside my shit?"
Especially on like a low one or something. Like under the sink would be great.
Dude, under the sink was a good one.
Dude, turn the pipes into dicks. That'd be so cool to have dick
Another
pipes.
really random thing that we've done when we moved out is we've left hanging dildos or left dildos inside the toilets.
Oh my god.
It's like inside the tanks. And sometimes people don't check those things for a while. Then when they do, they're like, wait a minute. There's
They
a
pull it up.
random floating penis in my tank. Like, wait a minute, who put that there? Like, there's a lot of questions go through your head when you think you had
That's pretty
like
fucked
a penis
up.
comes out of nowhere.
That's ridiculous.
Pretty random and weird.
That is pretty fucked up. That was Matt's story time.
That's not Matt's story time.
No. That wasn't one of
That
Matt's
was the
fucked
beginning.
up stories.
I've got much better stories.
We could
than
transition into Matt's fucked up story time right now if you'd like.
that. No, Matt's story time. I guess I could tell you the worst story I could tell anyone.
I don't know.
Probably one of
Do
the...
you want to hold back?
what does it have to
do
do
like
with
the second
All right,
worst?
I'm going to have to premise
What is
this.
it?
Hold on, give me a
Overlay
second.
it though, because
And we got to mind the
there are virgin
over
ears
each other.
out there.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're
Virgin
a virgin,
listeners.
if you can't hear things, if you are...
You can't hear things.
if you're
Then
deaf,
you can't hear what I'm saying right now, son.
if your heart palpitates...
Holy
if you
fucking
have
Joey Diaz.
defibrillation of any kind, if you are currently using a wet nurse or anything like on a breathing tube or something, I'd suggest not listening to what I'm saying because it could make you very sick. Because this happened about, well, I'm old now, so let's see, this is 15 years or more ago.
Is this gross?
Yeah, it's gross.
Wait. Did
So
you
it's
just go? Did you just go on like an entirely random babbling premise for
He did a
this
PSA.
story?
He did a little.
Yeah, I was doing a PSA to make sure that these people were
I
like,
thought it was that. Okay.
The silly ninny listeners.
yeah, I didn't
Chill. Hold on to something.
All right, you little
yeah,
girls.
No heart palpitations.
Get your bedpans.
tonight.
Grab
Yeah.
a bucket.
Tell your parents to get out of the room.
Nobody going having a heart attack and finding out it's angina or some
Hopefully
shit.
you just took a big old shot.
Put the
of something.
earplugs in the cat.
Exactly.
And you're borderline queasy already.
Go
and
ahead.
you just
Sorry.
started listening.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I had a brain fart. Go for it.
So, we gotta premise this again. So, probably one of the grossest things I've ever witnessed live.
Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And I'm gonna tell you, it's like, I've seen dead bodies, I've seen, dead animals, I've seen roadkill, I've seen all kinds of awful things that are really bad, but I think this one just took the cake.
I've seen.
So, about 15 years ago, I was at San Francisco. They have these sex clubs, Power Exchange.
Wow.
And the Power Exchange is, let me just tell people what the Power Exchange is. The Power Exchange is kind of a free-for-all sex club where couples can come and...
You can look it up on the internet.
Yeah, you can look it up on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up on the internet. Yeah, you know what? Go there.
No.
Yeah.
Don't ever go anywhere we tell you to go.
Power Exchange, San Francisco.
Dude, you tell the Marie,
Especially internet
you tell the
sites.
Powers, because I know them, you tell them that motherfucking Matt from San Francisco says, "What's up?" and they know who I am, because I used to go to their club a lot. But this is the grossest thing that ever happened. Let me get back to the story here.
Wait. First, okay, no. I take it back. Go ahead.
Let me just get through the story. So,
We're awful, I swear. This is horrible. We're so bad. But go ahead. Sorry. I love
Everyone
it.
hates
I love it. I love it. I love that we're awful. It's awesome. This is the best.
Okay. So, we get to this place, and it's the Power Exchange. It's a sex club, underground sex dungeon with people. It's that night happens to be slave auction night.
So you're allowed to get naked in this place?
Oh, you're allowed.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do whatever you want in this place. This is a free-for-all sex zone. There are sexless zones throughout that you're not allowed to walk around with your dick hanging out. But there are places that you can walk around with your dick hanging out, straight up whacking it off and jerking off on people, and it's cool. That's how this place works, and it's gross. It's a free-for-all bathroom. Anyone goes, no gender. There's mirrors and pictures everywhere, so everyone sees everyone. So if you're squeamish, don't go there. But when I went there on a couples exchange night, and I was working for a television show. So we were going there on a night that was like their big premiere night of this thing. So we go in, we watch this whole like sex couple thing. The couples are, bidding on sex slaves so they can do stuff for charity. And they're going for over $1,000. So people are spending quite a bit of money doing this.
Wait.
Hold on, let me finish. They've raised about $20,000 or more that night while we watched just slave auction, and it all goes to charity. Okay, so they don't do terrible things, but whatever. But that has nothing to do with it. At the very bottom of this place is a place called the Dungeon, and it's always moving. This is the old place, by the way. I don't know about the new Power Exchange. The old Power Exchange is gone now. It's moved to a new location. So this is gone. So the old one used to have this dungeon. At the very bottom of the dungeon was all these rooms that went around and a main cage in the middle. The main cage was for people to go ahead and watch. And they could watch whatever they wanted to see what was going on, and you could peep. Basically, peeping's kind of frowned upon if people are having sex. You're not supposed to be sitting there peeping in a corner and shit. But
this was a total peep
zone. This is a
zone.
peep zone where everybody's supposed to stand and watch. And you're basically looking through a fence that's chicken wire all the way around. So you're essentially in a giant chicken coop. And there's all these people. Over this sawhorse, you know what a sawhorse, for building things? There's this woman who's bent over the sawhorse. And let me tell you, she is 500 pounds.
Oh my God.
She's not 200 pounds. She's not 300 pounds. She's actually one of the largest porn stars in history who was there that night for their big premiere.
Oh my God, what was her name? Do you remember?
I don't remember her name, and I wouldn't say her name on the air anyway if I did, because that's just rude, because I don't want to tell stories about people like that.
All right.
But she was bent over.
No talking out of school.
She was bent over this sawhorse, barely fitting on it, strapped to it. So she couldn't move.
Is this like a wooden or
a
plastic?
wooden sawhorse that was, like a balance beam size. And she was, her chest on it, her boobs were hanging on both sides of it, her body was and she was strapped to that thing. And there was a man.
Fucking
there was a man.
Oh, yeah. Was she this way with her boobs?
Yes.
Between her boobs?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was between her boobs, like a big giant dick, basically. There was a man who was bigger than her, standing behind her, completely naked, only wearing thongs, and I swear there was no penis.
Wait,
I didn't
thongs,
see one.
you mean like flip-flops?
Like flip-flops.
Okay.
Just because he wouldn't get jizz on his feet, pretty much. So, this dude is standing in there, this chicken coop, this gigantic woman. He's a gigantic man, and it's like Jabba on Jabba. It's gnarly. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. And I'm like, wow, are they going to have sex? And I'm like...
said Jabba on Jabba.
Yeah, no, I wanted to stay and watch. But deep down inside, I could not watch that. But what happened wasn't sex. It was worse. That guy pulls out a cattle prod.
Oh, no.
Right? And he starts to shock her on her fat. And her fat is rippling, and they have the lights low. And you can see the electricity going through her skin, rippling. Right? And they were doing that over and over.
Wait, because the fat's a little translucent, you can see the electricity.
Exactly.
Into the depth of her flesh.
In through the depths of her flesh, you could see the electricity firing on this girl's thighs.
Oh my God.
And
fucking
in her ass.
Massive.
Okay? And they were firing at it, but they kept going. And she was getting off on this. This was something that she was into, and he was totally into it because
they must have done it a bunch before this time. Yeah.
That's not the gross part, though. I haven't even gotten to the gross part.
Oh, shit.
So they continue to do this, and they do it. And then he pulls out one.
Coming out.
No, he pulls out one that's a little bit stronger. And it's like the big one that you use for cows, like this big thing.
An
and
actual
he shocks
cattle
her.
prod.
And her legs turn blue. Like
Lightning,
like through her legs, and it's the craziest thing. But then you look carefully, and you're looking at her, and I'm like watching this. There's things dripping out of her pores. Her fat has been cooked on the inside of her body, and is being cooked, and it's dripping down her legs.
It's like melting?
Yeah, the fat inside
Oily
her.
fat is coming out?
Is coming out her pores from the shock inside.
Oh, that can't be good for you.
I'm not even at the gross part. So it starts to go all over the place, right? This guy puts that thing down and proceeds to fuck her with it as lubrication.
Oh my God. So they know that this happens. She's got plenty of it.
I almost died when I saw that because
oh my God.
I wanted to leave through the entire thing. But
you got stuck watching.
No. I wasn't stuck watching. I was enthralled watching.
Yeah, well.
Because at a certain point, it was that curiosity level where...
You've already seen enough gross. Now it's just like, okay.
It was probably the grossest thing I ever watched.
Entertain me.
And I can't believe I'm telling other people that.
That's crazy.
Because I've kept that inside for a long time. And I've told a lot of people that one. Because it was really nasty.
That's hilarious.
But that was one of the grossest sexual things I saw.
Fuck me.
Dude, me and who was it? Me and Mike Kennedy? Or me and Mike Guard. Anyway.
There is no human named Mike Kennedy.
So one of us went there because Lee used to work there.
Okay.
You know,
big guy, Lee.
Big Lee. Yeah. And
fucking
he was the bouncer.
Our buddy.
Yeah,
our buddy.
Our bro.
Our buddy.
He was the bouncer / janitor, and he has nar stories of like, walking around, making sure people are wearing, protection. Good luck, and and making sure, and people are like, oh yeah, we got it, and they're like in the middle of banging, and it might be a he or she or whatever, whoever it is, and he's like, no, you got to show me, and they were like, no, it's cool, and he's like, show me, and he would.
Well, that was the first night I peed next to a girl, a guy, and a transgender all at once.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was one of the weirdest experiences I had because, I had peed in gay restrooms. I've peed in transgenders with them next to me. I've peed with girls.
So this is everybody.
Yeah, but it was like, I guess you would call like all three of us, or four of us, or five of us, whatever it is, whatever it was.
Sexy pee?
But it was cool because it was actually one of the most safe feelings I had in a bathroom that you don't get. You walk into like a weird McDonald's bathroom and there's weird dudes in there, and you're like, it's more weird than that was. It wasn't that weird. Other than seeing my penis on a little tiny mirror that's over the trough looking back at me, which is a little weird.
That's
because
funny.
You're peeing and you're like, wow, that's my penis looking at me.
There's
And then you
mirror.
look down the trough and you're like, that's everybody's penis is peeing. And that girl's penis is peeing. Wait a minute, that's not a girl anymore.
That's so funny.
And then you look to the left and there's like, toilets that are down without the stall walls. There's no stall walls all the way through because they try to avoid people doing coke and stuff in there. Which doesn't work because you can just block the doorway.
So check it out. Me and Mike go, and they have this, we go down to the dungeon thingy. We're getting a big grand tour. It's our first time, and we're totally drunk, by the way. And,
gotcha.
Lee's walking us around. He's showing us everything. We get down to the dungeon, and they have this huge, like, Wheel of Fortune type, like, pin someone to a big wheel.
Oh, okay.
What do you call those things?
Well, like for the knife throwing?
Yeah, kind of like one of those where, and it spins around.
Yeah.
And, our bro's a big guy. He was, 6'7".
Yeah.
So he was up there and he had a lot of power. So I'm drunk and Mike's drunk. We strap on and we're just there and there's hardly anyone around at all. And Lee starts, boom, boom, like swinging.
Spinning it fast.
And we're spinning around and I just don't want to puke and it's crazy, And we're making a ruckus because we're, hammered. And all of a sudden people start coming in and then, we switch places and he gets up there and they spin him around. And now there's like a crowd of like, 30 people or so, watching and like cheering on. And it was all crazy freaks, and we didn't know what we were getting into, but it was funny. They were just laughing at, look at the drunk guy spin, and we weren't there for anything sexy, but it was a really crazy place.
Yeah. I went there on a Halloween one time, and I had a really weird, crazy, like scary kind of hockey mask costume. And
I went with you.
You went with me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
You,
so,
me, Angie.
Yep, we wandered around
Lee.
and... Yep, that was about it.
Yep, we walked through the big, long walkway
Yeah.
of, like, guests walking.
Yeah. It was like, follow a lot of people around and look at weird shit. And
It was the I'm too afraid of all this crazy shit, but I want to peek at it pathway.
Yeah, exactly.
The place was very, very strange.
Yeah. That was that's what freaked me out about it. It made me think of San Francisco completely differently. It was like, whoa.
Exactly.
This place is like creep vampire town. What the fuck? I don't want to get caught here without no underwear. You know?
Yeah, that was a very weird experience because, like, sometimes when you're walking around, you can't tell where the ceiling is. Like, you'd be in a room and there's like cubicles, and you don't know, like, you know, it's probably like 6 or 8 deep, right? And you can't see all the way to the back of the room, and you can't see into any of the cubicles. But just like judging by the height of the cubicle walls, you kind of like try to gauge from the far end of the building how big the ceiling is, and it's like you feel like you're in like a 3-story building that's just hollow.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's creepy when there's like office cubicles and the ceiling's that far away and it's dark and like you don't know like who's around the corner. Like, fuck.
That is crazy.
Oh, Matt's throwing shit,
He's crazy.
running around.
Dude, why does it say blue tick hound dogs?
Okay, yeah. What is blue tick hound? Oh, yeah.
What the
What
fuck
is
is
blue tick
blue
hound
tick
dogs?
hound dogs?
Tell me about blue tick.
Tell
hound
me
dogs.
why. What the hell is that?
I just always wanted a blue tick hound dog.
What
Oh.
the fuck is a blue tick hound dog?
They are.
I know what they are.
They're kind of like, I guess you call it that iconic jail dog that chased the robbers.
Jail dog.
You know, like back in the day when you escaped from, you know, little Alabama prison. In the middle
Oh,
of
like
nowhere.
a bloodhound.
It's kind of a bloodhound, but they had in there like these blue tick hounds, and
Isn't it a
I
blue
see.
tick? Oh, it's not a blue tick coonhound.
well, they have those too. There's all kinds of them. There's a red tick, there's blue tick, but the blue ones are cool just because of the way they look, the color. I've always liked them. That's the only reason I put it down. I like blue tick hound dogs.
Blue tick hound dogs. Now you have to Google it
Google
and look at the pictures, and then you'll probably do it simultaneously while we're talking.
some. I got a hound dog over here.
Yes, exactly. While we're talking, open your browser and look at.
A picture
of a blue tick hound dogs. They're so pretty.
You see what we're talking about now?
Yep, they're rad.
Do I see what you're talking about now?
No. Do the people that are imaginary
Oh.
that I'm talking to see that?
If you can see a blue tick hound dog right now, then you know
Clap your
exactly
hands.
what we're talking about. Because you listened and understood that you should go to your browser and look up pictures of it.
How are we doing on time?
We're doing great. We have plenty.
All right.
They're going to release the bugs after, once it's been too long, then they'll release the bugs down the hall.
God, I want donuts.
I think we might have to do a potty break though.
Should we?
It happens.
Well, we can have an intermission
I mean,
at 25
shit
to
happens.
32 or something like that. And
You
they-
can do whenever the fuck you want.
And then
No,
we
I
can-
understand, but
and
they
then
won't-
we gotta come back and do our Swedish phone call.
Yes.
Because it's
Pardon my
probably
French.
about 9 o'clock in the morning now in Sweden.
Pardon my French. Pardon my
I'm
swearing.
just saying that there's like a few minutes in the middle where if we pause it, they won't shoot lasers at us.
You can do that right now.
Yeah, I know.
No one will kill you.
I know because it's after 24 minutes.
There's no lasers going on.
I'm being weird.
Yeah, I'm wearing my foil hat anyway.
Foil.
It's cool.
God damn! I
The
wore a
spag-
Saran wrap hat.
The spaghetti
Why?
monster will always protect me.
Why didn't
The
you
flying
tell me?
spaghetti monster protects you.
Always.
Good shit.
It protects all of us.
Indeed.
If you don't know about it, you should look that up too.
Yeah, it flies around.
Flying spaghetti monster. Just look it up.
It's cute.
Also,
I'm gonna tell you.
while you're at it, listen to the song "Flying Spaghetti Monster" by Dr. P.
And go eat some spaghetti. It's good for you.
Yes.
And don't be a monster.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Go.
And
don't forget about spaghetti.
fly somewhere
I'll bet
on our
so many
nation,
people forget about it.
Fly somewhere on our nation's airlines. Eat some spaghetti, and don't be a monster.
They can't do all that.
Yes, they can.
At the
People
same
out
time.
there have money to buy airplane tickets.
They're not going to have spaghetti on the airplane.
They can do that before or after.
They'd have to do it after.
I don't care
They
when they
wouldn't
do
even
it.
have time. They're packing.
They can do it any time the week that they fly. Anytime.
The spaghetti,
I mean,
if a plane is involved, it's going to happen after you land.
Listen.
It won't be before.
Conceptually, anytime within a year, they could fly.
I wonder how many people have had
And
spaghetti
have
and,
spaghetti.
then got on a plane. So doubt it's so small.
What? How do you figure?
You know, just like I think the odds of someone eating spaghetti and then getting on a plane and flying somewhere are much smaller than the odds of
Eating
someone
anything
flying
else?
somewhere and then when they land they ate spaghetti. I think it's more likely that they ate spaghetti after they landed than it is before they took off.
Do you think that might just be the trend of people not eating before they fly and then eating after they fly,
Yeah,
as opposed to anything to do with spaghetti?
yeah, just spaghetti.
Okay.
Spaghetti's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
And the meatball.
I like spaghetti as well.
And the meatball represents everything.
It's not flying spaghetti and meatballs, monster.
But the meatball has representation in the whole idea.
It does. It's in the drawings of
It's
it.
in the drawings of it.
Yeah.
I read what it was all about. You gotta read about the meatballs.
No meatballs in your
It's
drawing.
all about the meatballs in your drink bowl.
So what are we failing?
No, we're right on time. Actually, we have a few seconds. We can
Are we
pause anytime we want.
Are we failing? I
for
wish
intermission
we knew.
and go to commercial.
All right.
I can use,
It's about that.
All right,
we're ready.
doing it.
I just tweeted.
You tweeted.
Who'd you tweet?
What did you tweet?
I just tweeted about the fact that we called the random Swede, the Swedish number, hashtag the Swedish number.
All right, so are we ready to call? Is this what we're doing now? This is the segment. Pat is trying to break the computer.
Hey. I'll get his
He's always trying to
attention.
break everything.
Chingadare, are you about to call him?
Should I call him? Is this time?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
So it's the morning. Keep in mind.
Who's gonna start talking?
Take it away. I will
Matt,
feel embarrassed.
you're
now.
interviewing.
Calling Sweden. You will soon be connected to a random Swede somewhere in Sweden. This call may be recorded.
Of course, the random Swedish person's gonna speak English, and we don't speak Swedish.
It's possible.
It was obvious. If we get Swedish, we hang out.
The Swedish number.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Call from America.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from America. Where are you in
And what
Sweden?
state?
Guess what state?
I am
In
in
the north of Sweden.
the north of Sweden. I am in San Jose, California,
On the west.
Okay.
on the west
Do you
coast.
have a nice hot weather?
No, it's a little cold outside today, but it's not so bad.
Uh-huh.
How's the
And we
weather
have
where you are?
It's sunny. It's a bit windy. It's 1 degree Celsius. And we still have snow on the side of the road. I'm just out walking now.
Wow, so there's snow on the road. Wow, cool.
She's out walking
No,
right
not,
now.
not, not on the road. Beside the road. I can go on the road with
Ah, you're walking.
normal shoes and I can ride the bike or so. But I can't go on the side because then I get wet from the snow.
Of course, of course.
Yes.
Well, good morning.
Have you tried this number. So it's morning, yes. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning. What's the time there?
It's midnight, our time.
Oh, midnight and you're still awake.
Oh yeah. No, we're doing a podcast, so part of what we do is we call people. So we found the random Swede site, so we decided to call a random Swedish person.
Am I the first one you call?
You are the first one on our podcast. Yes.
Then I have to be a good ambassador for Sweden. At least for the north of Sweden.
No problem. So
You're doing fine so far.
Tell us a national Swedish joke.
Oh, that's one thing that I'm not especially good at telling jokes, and especially not in English. Sorry.
well, you're
I can tell you a joke that had happened to me since I joined this phone number. A young man from the UK phoned yesterday from school and asked me about what our national anthem is. You know.
Go ahead.
He wanted our national anthem.
Oh
He
my
wanted to know
God.
what that is.
Uh-huh.
And I told him, Du gamla, du fria, it's called. And then he wanted me to sing it, and I said, no.
That's
So
funny.
I won't sing, and I
We won't
never
make you sing.
tell a joke.
no problem. So what do you do in
I
Sweden?
say, okay, if you call a Saturday night at 12 o'clock, maybe I can sing something.
So
You just have to get a beer in your hand. You need beer for breakfast.
Yes, no, yeah, not for breakfast, well, but I like beer, yes, it's good.
Yay!
Uh-huh.
We just had National Beer Day last week here in the States.
Okay, so everybody drank beer from early morning until they fell into the bed or something.
Pretty much.
yes.
That's what we did.
Whoops. Okay. Why not?
So what do you do for a living there?
I am retired, but not because of age. It's because I had quite heavy work building plastic boats, and my shoulders and my neck collapsed, sort of.
Oh,
So
horrible.
now I am. Yes, but it's okay if I take it easy, no problem.
Wow.
And since we have a good social network, no social, social security in Sweden,
Yeah.
We're very
I had no
envious.
trouble.
We're very envious here.
What? Yes, you ought to have that in America too. I mean, it's so nice that here everyone, regardless.
Well, we
your
have someone
income or
now.
anything.
We have someone now
Yes.
named Bernie Sanders who believes in
Yes.
that.
Yeah. He sounds really. I mean, if his politics could go through, it would be great for you all. I
Yeah.
guess.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
I think we all agree in this room on that for sure.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear because I have spoken to many people from the States, different states,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't yet not talked to any. Everybody that has chosen to speak politics with me votes for Sanders. I have not met anyone who votes for the other side.
That just,
Oh, really?
And that's a good sign.
wow.
Is that so? You haven't had anyone who voted for Hillary and or likes Trump or any of the other candidates other than Bernie?
No, unfortunately, I mean, Hillary is okay for me since I am a woman, but I have, I think I have had one for Hillary. No Republican.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's. I just think because they don't care about other people.
Yeah, maybe.
Exactly. That was my opinion too. They don't care about little Sweden.
Yeah.
They only care about themselves. Yes, that's my opinion. Definitely.
I would agree
Yes.
for sure.
Well, I'm proud
Yeah.
to say I have a little bit of Swedish in me somewhere, a little tiny bit.
Yes. That's good. this idea is a genius to have a number for a country. I mean, for us ordinary people to speak, regardless where we come from or anything.
Right, it's
It's
real.
a way of making the world better.
Around here, they would say that's real talk.
Yeah. I can tell you that a while ago I spoke to an American man working in Azerbaijan on the embassy.
Mm-hmm.
I get so many calls.
Wow, that's cool.
I mean,
Azerbaijan,
it's
cool.
far away. Yeah.
Wow.
And I spoke to China this morning, yesterday Japan, New Zealand, Puerto Rico,
Wow.
South Korea.
So
Even in South Korea, I got a phone call from a man who was a teacher, and he wanted me, if it was okay for his English class to speak to me. Of course, I said.
Oh my
But then I
God.
said to the teacher, "You speak very good English." "Oh yes, I'm American."
wow.
So you are all over the world. Yes.
That is amazing.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yes.
So
And
let me ask
especially
you a
for
question.
people.
Let me ask you a question. So do
What?
everybody that you talk to, do you speak in English or do you speak in any other dialect?
No. Many from China, they just called to say hi.
Uh-huh.
Because they can speak a bit English, but the people from China that I have spoken to say that it's so difficult to speak English. It's easier for them to write it, but it's harder on the phone, of course.
Right.
Wow.
But otherwise, no. Yesterday evening, a man from Kazakhstan phoned, and he said, "Do you speak Russian?" "No." "Okay, bye bye." He said so.
Bye-bye.
Do you ever
So cool.
do you get people who speak Swedish that want to converse in Swedish calling?
The first day I got a call from a man in USA. He is Swedish. He is married to an American woman since 6 months, and now she has asked him for divorce.
Oh.
So he was kind of sad. He had to stay at her place for a while until he could get the journey and fix everything to go home.
Right.
So it's sort of sometimes people call and are a bit down. But
Yeah.
then you can try to pep them up, sort of.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
it's very cool because we all need someone to talk to sometimes.
Yep.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
homesick.
And it's easier for many people. It's easier to talk to a total stranger.
That's a good
Indeed,
point.
indeed.
Good point.
All right. Well, hey,
Yes.
it was wonderful speaking with you.
And what was your name?
Yeah. My name is Birgitta.
Brigitte. All
I
right.
have
Well, we are
if you
the
want to.
we are the Fail or Die podcast. Hopefully you'll see us sometime.
We have a YouTube channel.
This may not make it to anything yet because we're still practicing, but we really enjoyed speaking with you.
Oh, that's nice. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes.
We do.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
It's Fail or Die.
I shall say fail or die.
Yes.
Exactly.
Also, fail as fail.
Right.
Fail. Like
As in,
I'm failing at dying.
yeah?
Yeah.
Fail or die.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Correct.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And we just have humorous
I can
videos.
give you... Yeah, I can, if you want to, I can give you...
Oh,
I
wonderful.
have an email account.
Sure,
Especially
sure,
for this number too. Yeah?
sure.
And it's called...
Over the phone.
Yes. Sitting at home or out walking. Yes, it's so nice. Really nice. Yes.
You're like Doctor Who, but more like Doctor Who is this?
Yes. Yes, it's also... yes.
All right.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for talking, and we wish you a wonderful morning.
And I wish you a wonderful life, all of you. Yes.
All right. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
There we go. That was calling a random
super
Swede.
cool, random conversation.
That
Talking
was
to
super
a
cool.
Swede.
What I love about that conversation the most is the fact that she's talking about the politics, and she said that all the people she's spoken to from the United States, not one of them has mentioned anyone but Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
That's impressive and telling, because
telling.
if you look inside the country right now, like what you're seeing posting is like super delegates and all this craziness. They're not telling us what's really going on, because the reality is that more people really want Bernie to win this than anything. And that's the reality. There's more of us than there are of the delegates. There's more of us than there are the people voting on the other side.
And there's still plenty of leverage left to go. We're just rolling right along. So
That's crazy, though.
That's very cool.
Amazing, yeah. And, you know, she really kind of got the whole vibe, like, right
Yeah,
away.
the world vibe.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Like, even just talking with random people, and we're, like, doing a podcast, and, like,
She was
she's
totally
just
cool
like, okay,
with it.
let's do it. Like,
Yeah.
That was fantabulous.
So we have her email, so like if we ever wanted to call her back specifically, we could. We
Yeah,
could
yeah,
always
yeah,
get her number,
absolutely.
or see if she could do like a Google Hangout or Skype.
Yeah, we
Rad,
can Skype her,
rad.
yeah,
She'll
yeah,
probably
absolutely.
have Skype.
When
I'd be willing to bet.
we go
When we
to
get video.
video, we'll have
Yeah,
her as
Skype box.
as our Swedish resident.
Yeah,
So call
yeah.
a Swede.
Yeah,
Say
exactly.
hello.
Yeah, I would suggest calling a Swede. It's fun. It's random.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
That was the best phone call we've had so far. For sure. And we had to go all the way to north of Sweden to get that done.
Fucking
Yeah.
crap. Yeah, that was wild.
People from around the world are
I don't even
beautiful.
know what's in the north of Sweden, to be honest.
I don't know what's in any of Sweden. I mean, all I know about Stockholm is Getaway in Stockholm.
You know what I think is terrible, though, is like, in a way, it's weird. I always do this when I travel anywhere outside the United States. I realize how much people know about our culture and how little we know about theirs sometimes.
Yeah.
How little we know about how they live.
You are a ugly
and just
American.
and we just assume that the way we're living is better, but we don't. The world's different now. We're all kind of on an equal playing field now.
Well,
So
we're all connected.
But then again, you know, you got to look at it in a different way. In one respect, that's true, but in another respect, like, you got to look at it like you kind of have to maintain your social network around here. You don't have to like have the hang of your neighborhood. You have to have the hang of the whole South Bay area, probably the whole Bay area. You know, parts of the East and North Bay too, and like that's a huge piece of real estate to like keep track of, sort of the vibe of it in your head, and you know that's your whole your culture spread across it. So
Well-
that puts a strain on your.
I mean, if you want to get really like detailed about it, you know, like Sweden, probably the whole country probably fits in the Bay Area.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
And you think about it, like the entire country probably fits between San Francisco and San Jose. I'm gonna assume. I'm kind of pulling up a map of Sweden over here. I'm gonna pull it out. Just want to see
So-
where we are over here. I think Sweden is up here,
Up top,
right? It's
yep.
this one, if I'm correct. I think it's this one.
So yeah, if you live in downtown San Francisco,
Norway, no,
you
Sweden's
live
the
in New
bigger one
York,
here.
it's way different. New York is going to be a much huger metro.
So, so I would say that at least northern, middle California, from San Luis Obispo all the way up to San Francisco, is as big as Sweden.
Shit, I don't know.
It looks like balls.
Kind of does.
I just recently saw a video about maps and how they're all wrong. Like,
Yeah.
No, like sizes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you know?
no,
Hey,
yeah,
so-
do you know
no.
that map? Here's a funny thing: map makers who actually make their own maps, and they're very proud of them. They actually put incorrect spots on the map to screw people that duplicate them.
Well, it's copyright.
Yeah.
Like watermark.
What are they
Yeah.
called? Cryptographers, right?
I don't know if
Map
that's
makers?
cryptography exactly.
What
No,
are
no, cartographer.
Cartographer. That's what they're called. Yeah. Trying
But
to
yeah,
remember.
they put a little fake spot on the map that's like not real, and that way it's been copied.
Gotcha.
Well, I don't know anything about Sweden, but that was cool.
Hi, Sweden. We're looking at Sweden on Matt's phone.
Yeah, I'm trying to go north Sweden. So she was somewhere
Matt.
in the north of Sweden.
You got the whole world in your hand.
Hell yeah, I got some earth up in my hands right now.
You got Sweden up in your hand, man.
So, purple earwax junkie.
Yeah, it was just random funniness.
All right.
Purple Earwax Junkie. That's Matt's new song.
It's gonna be a new band project coming
That's-
up in the works.
That's singing with Matt, a cappella style.
I gotcha.
Or singing news.
Singing the news.
I'm really excited that Rockstar is talking about Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, I just keep reading about lawsuits going on.
What lawsuits
Like-
in related to what?
Like people who left Grand Theft Auto recently and they were like kind of fired, and I forget the guy's name, but big old crazy lawsuit for $150 million, him and some other company, over revenue, and he took a leave of absence or something, came back, and they were like, his card didn't work anymore, couldn't get in the building, and they were just told to piss off. I forget his name. Some
That's
high
not
up-
nice.
Yeah,
What?
ex-Rockstar CEO guy. Don't know his name.
You gotta get louder.
Crazy.
That's fucking.
I'm getting tired, so I'm getting
CEO?
quieter.
The CEO. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah. I don't know his exact title, but he was up there.
Interesting.
Just read about it. But Grand Theft Auto 6, what the fuck?
Yeah. So
After they put all that
the rumor I heard first,
time and
which I
research
thought
into
was
5.
Well, 5's been out and done for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they keep adding
They
to it.
tweak it, you know,
They
but
keep adding. I mean,
for how much they're pulling in, it's minuscule.
oh my. Sorry, you guys go ahead. I gotta take a picture real quick.
Picture
the
time.
first rumor I heard about it that really stoked me was that they were gonna do the entire United States instead of just like a funky weird island of pretend California.
I heard something about the world. Grand Theft Auto World.
What?
Yeah. But
You wait. As far as let's.
we're just talking about stupid hearsay. Like, we'd have to look it up.
Okay, but
know.
you heard a rumor about
Yeah,
that as
Grand
far
Theft
as
Auto World.
in
This
relation
was,
to
you
Grand
know,
Theft Auto 6.
6 months ago, something reading on Reddits, and I don't really remember, but people
Well,
speculating, talking about Grand Theft
Oh,
Auto
I
World,
see. I see.
and bringing all of the other locations together on one huge map that would dwarf what we have now.
Right. Well, so if you jumped in your car and you started driving in Los Santos, right? How long would you expect to have to drive in the game to get to Maine or like New York or something?
I don't know, but it should take hours, I would think.
Of straight driving.
So they're trying to do a world.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Grand Theft Auto World.
Because that's what I heard was coming for
The
the
rumor-
next Modern Warfare too. It was a world of Modern Warfare.
Wow,
crazy.
for a shooter
where
game.
you could kind of like along the lines of what they did with what was it called? What was that really cool one? It was Mag,
I can see your
where
problem.
you had 3 or 4 different teams and you could be on teams and take over certain parts of the globe. And it was a constant warfare going on at all times, and you could be dropped in as reinforcements right into war.
Cool.
That's
Oh,
kind
so
what I
like-
was reading they were trying to do. It's cool.
Like a Call of Duty style game where like there's a live world and like forces and you can take over stuff.
Yeah, but it's already like Call of Duty. It's gonna be them. It's gonna be the same thing as Treyarch.
Huh. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm, but I think they basically stole it from the online world
Yeah.
that's going on with
It's awesome.
Grand Theft Auto.
Now with the computing power and
The
the,
whole
storage
idea
they
of it.
have, and
Well,
the level of the
yeah.
graphics and all the basic, the basic,
just imagine
ways
that
to
they
build the
took
game are so
what's
much easier.
currently there and like times it by 10. Let's just say they took that and times it by 10.
What aspect?
The
of it?
world, no, the world
Oh,
itself.
the size of
the
the
size
world?
of the world
That'd
and
be-
times it by 10.
That'd be pretty amazing.
Well, okay, so it takes what, like 15 minutes to drive all the way across town? Like, or all the way from the north of the map to the south of the map?
Is that right?
Is it?
I don't know.
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
So if it was 10 times bigger, it would take 10,
Maybe less if you're in like supercar, but whatever.
it would take 10, 15 minutes right? So
10, 15 minutes is
right? But that's what? So 2 hours
plus.
and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So
So imagine it taking over 2 hours to go all
From one end to the other.
That'd be pretty cool.
Well,
That's an immersive like.
that would just
holy
get you.
shit.
That would just get you from in what I'm picturing. That would just get you from like L.A. to Seattle.
They would have to have some goddamn better respawns because you're gonna die and like you're like I just spent an hour.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Driving and my car blew up and
Well, that's the thing. It's GTA though,
That's
right? You
true.
would have to fucking find your way around and jack
Yep.
another
Well,
car. and, like-
progress would probably have to be awarded at a certain point if you were traveling.
man, the whole system would be so weird.
But maybe it'd also be as cool because if the world's that big and you're not necessarily, because maybe you're playing in a world that's bigger and you're not playing in a bunch of different worlds with different people. Like there's like, thousands of people playing all at once. So maybe you would create alliances and have friends, and some people.
Oh, maybe somebody could drop you a car.
Because I think if everybody was going at once, it would police itself.
dude, I want my own airport.
That'd be rad.
We would
I
have
want
to.
my own goddamn
More than likely, though, you would have to probably take it
Yeah.
and hold it.
Sure,
Yeah.
fine, but I want to
But
have
they might
like
put the
my
cops in
planes
the military in there
in
still.
my airport and my cars and all
Or
that
they
shit.
allow us to play
And
as the
boats.
military and play as the cops.
Yeah,
They
used to
switch
have
that around a
cops
little
and
bit.
crooks mode on the older Grand Theft Auto 4.
Well, you can
people
have a
would call
job, let's say, in this one, and your job is a cop. And so when you turn on the game, are you checking in for work or are you here to play?
Mhm.
So
well,
you
no,
check
like
into work and you're a cop.
maybe
or a pilot or whatever.
Maybe your job is when you play, like if you play, whatever, like 4 hours a week, right? While you're playing, sometime it goes, while you're playing, it just goes, hey, you have to check into work. What are you doing? Like, get to work. You have 10 minutes to be here. Like, you know what I mean? Then you have to go check into work in the game and, like, then go to work and do some jobs, right? There could be a mechanic like that.
That'd be great.
Like, it just waits for you to be online for a little while, and then it goes, oh, okay, you need to go to work because you haven't done it,
Matt, get a
this
PS4.
week.
Hmm?
Get a PS4.
Get a PS4.
I'm waiting for the PS5.
No.
Fuck you.
It's not gonna be out for a while.
That's just what I've been saying.
Get a
Everybody
PS4.
has a
Get
PS4.
PS4.
I'm waiting for the PS5. I'll be cooler than you.
Get GTA
PSV.
5. Can you do it on PS3?
What?
GTA 5?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have it.
Get for PS3.
Yeah. Remember, that's how we were playing first, and then I got a PS4.
Get GTA 5 for PS3.
Yeah.
Get it.
Hello.
Get it. The Ninja Cat is molesting Paige.
Dude, yeah.
He's trying to
Oh,
rub
man.
on your migrating
Or do I just borrow Pages?
deathbolt nipple scars.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, I have it.
GTA 5?
Yeah.
Shit, maybe I should be fucking playing it.
Oh, you have the disc still too.
Yeah.
Just
But
migrate
But
it.
I can't play with them.
Why not?
Because 4 and 3 are on a different platform.
It doesn't
right?
matter. We can play on the
Correct.
same server.
No.
No.
No?
Totally
No,
separate.
We're separate servers.
Totally
Well,
separate.
you
Yeah,
can't play
PS4 is on
together.
its own
I
thing.
can play the game on the 3 servers.
PC's on its own servers.
Yeah.
PS4's on its own servers. PS3's on its own servers.
They're not integrated.
Because
yet.
there's things you can do
on all of them there's
in
different.
PS3 or PS4 that you can't do on PS3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all the first person mode shit. Fuck that. So there's gonna be games and different, everything now.
That's why it's almost not worth playing on the 3.
Yeah, fuck it. You have to
If
play
you
with
got
us.
a cheap copy of a disc though, we could still play each other, which would be cool.
Nobody does that.
How can we play each other? But we can't be on the same server.
I still have a PS3 and I have the game. You have a PS3, you just don't have the game.
Got it.
So if you got a game for like a cheap disc, we could still
Oh, yeah.
play.
Get GTA for PS3 and we can play it together on PS3.
But that's a lot cheaper than getting PS4, but it is much better.
Well, we were talking about the new place getting PS4 anyway.
Yes.
Do it. Do it, do it, do it.
Do it.
Yeah,
Dude, because we can hit wonder post to stream to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. So we can do our podcast through there with mics playing GTA.
Yep. Boosh.
Mm-hmm. We should be playing in the same room with 2 televisions.
Yeah. I have a little
That'd be fun.
I have a little TV. I have an extra
Shit.
little TV.
I'll just take this one over there. Let me get my other one. I was gonna get a case for this thing, like a hard case. Travel computer. I actually have another one too.
We've like completely tapered off to almost 0 volume.
Alright, well, what's our time here?
Welcome.
We're nowhere near it.
Okay.
I'm at.
There's tons of stuff to talk about in the dock.
I'm at 12:30 munchie time.
I've heard
I
of that.
want hot munchies.
Well,
What about you,
we don't have any
internet
spot-
listeners?
we
What are
don't-
you munching on? That's
What-
what I'm wondering. What are they munching on while they're listening?
if you're listening to this and you're eating something,
What is it?
send us a message somehow
Tell us what you're eating.
and tell us what you're having right now.
Can you?
Yay, I get my tax return tomorrow.
Let's have a Fail or Die podcast menu.
Use the hashtag fail or die snacks.
Fail or Die snacks. That'd be cool. Yeah, hashtag Fail or Die snacks on Twitter, and we will like try to eat the same thing.
There's no way
And
anybody
we'll tell you
listened
if we like it or
all
not.
the way to the end of this.
Let's do Twitter snacks. That'd be
Dude,
great.
if you listen to the end of this, you get a prize.
Yeah.
You
Email
really have to
Collins
eat.
giving away things.
Now, what's our thing at the end?
If you listened all the way to the end of this, you have to say, you have to email us with the hashtag snarf. Snarf.
Just that.
Snarf twice in the hashtag. Snarf in the hashtag twice.
So, in other words, say it like
So
a normal
that's
person.
at-
Hashtag snarf.
That's at snarf snarf ultramoto
Email.com/net.
/
Douche.
No. Just go to YouTube. Search for Fail or
Totally
Die
confusing me
Podcast.
now.
And watch our video and comment there. Email us if you want. But
Yeah, better to
Who cares?
comment on our YouTube channel.
and become a member,
pretty soon,
please.
you're going to realize
Donations
that
are
we're on
very
Twitter,
important.
but we're not quite on Twitter yet. But soon enough we will be, and then you can follow us
When
there.
there's a reason to be. We're just silly little baby podcast makers.
Baby podcast maker for sucker power up.
We don't know what we're doing. We're old men babies.
Wow.
Band baby childs.
Bang da bang. Cha cha pow pow.
Well, thank you for
Nope.
listening.
You don't have to
Are we
thank them.
signing off?
No, we're not.
No?
Not until they release those bugs down the hall.
What?
That's some Scanner Darkly shit right there.
They send bugs or like creatures down the hall and chase us out of here when we're over time.
Shut the fuck up.
I like bugs.
Not these bugs.
Are they pretty bugs?
Like when they're eating your face, they're pretty.
Are they like giant ant bugs?
Cat bugs.
Cat bugs?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
What? Ask.
What's the end thing? What's the end thing that that we're just gonna do?
Hashtag snarf snarf.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, you
We're
got
gonna
it.
throw a little hashtag out at the end.
That's how they know. That's how we know that they listened all the way to the end.
Yeah. Okay.
A la Tom
By the
Hanks.
power
Or
of
they-
Grayskull.
They know how to fast forward, so that's a good thing.
They're not gonna fast forward all the way to the end. They're just gonna skip it.
So at the end, all right, blah 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 hashtag. That's the thing. Bow.
Oh, you mean as far as an outro?
Yeah.
I don't know. Get the fuck out of my room.
Hey, you moose! Get off my lawn!
I think get the fuck out of my room.
Get the fuck out of my room.
All right, you fucking weirdos. Get
I
the
like
fuck out
that.
of my room.
I like
No more dick baggery.
because it's creepy because they're here, but it's really past tense because it's recording. But anyway, yeah, they're here.
Yeah, it's after midnight. Get out of my room. Freaking
Yeah.
weirdo.
Yeah, weirdo. What
Get
are
out
you
of my
doing?
room.
What are you doing listening to us?
Nobody want you don't you didn't want to talk about the monkey shit fight?
I gotta take a shower.
Hashtag snarf snarf.
Hashtag snarf snarf.
/
What are you eating?
shower time.
Eating.
Donuts. Uncracked.
Tell us what you're eating.
Oh,
Okay.
call Sweden. Tell them they're cool.
Hashtag the Swedish number. They're very nice. They like the American people. I don't know how to sound like
That
a
was
Swedish
not
person.
Swedish.
Yeah, I know.
It's close. Better than I do.
Hashtag Fail or Die podcast.
I always want to go like Flurgus Burger, you know, like the Swedish chef. Horkin Forkin.
Hashtag Fail or Die.
We're throwing out hashtags like they're advertisements, yo.
Peace.
Hashtag Nachos.
Yeah.
Hashtag Kitty, get the fuck off my goddamn couch.
Get the fuck out of my room.
God damn, that was a little hostile towards the cat.
Get out of my room.
Get out of my fucking room.
Get out of my room.